He has never been in one, and he will not be in one until he finishes his political career. He became a governor. He entered into primary election. He failed and lost to Ralph Mosu in Apga. And then he still managed to find the leaders to cancel that primary, and they still gave him the ticket. That was how he became governor. And so when he gave the reason of challenges, of course, he lied, because his main reason is that he does not want to face the primary election. And let me tell you another thing, because ADC was fully prepared to convince the whole world that P2B is not interested in democracy. When he came into ADC, he gave a condition that he should be allowed to produce the National Organization Secretary, National Organizing Secretary, NOS. And the reason he gave is that so that he will be the one to conduct the primary. And ADC said, fine, take. When we were doing the e-registration, P2B again and his followers asked to be in charge of the e-registration. And that was why they put my sister, Aisha Yusuf, to be in charge and obey aid, so that all the members of ADC in the primary will be determined by P2B. And then P2B was to organize the primary. That was why you did not hear him say, this primary is dollarized, is monetized. That's the reason I'm going. Because he was to be the one to organize the primary. Yet, he was still afraid of free and fair election. Not, of course, of zoning. Because he went to even southern aspirants in order for them to step down for him. So he's a man who is afraid of free and fair primary election. So he left. Of course, I knew he was going to. I don't have a problem with Atiku Abubakar. Meaning, he does not have any problem with the aspirants. Then what is the reason he gave? He said, I don't like challenges. I don't like trouble. ADC is going through challenges, legal and otherwise. And I like to run away to where there is peace, to where there is no trouble. And I now ask, how can this same man ask Nigerians to entrust Nigeria in his care when Nigeria is the most challenged country in the world today? Nigeria is both physically and mentally challenged in all capacity. Nigeria is the fourth most terrorized nation on earth. Nigeria has borrowed itself to bankruptcy. Nigeria, as I'm talking to you, the bandits tie people on the tree and put fire under them to burn them in Kwara, in Kogi, in Niger. So how can a man who says running away from challenges be able to face the challenges we are facing in Nigeria today? I am sorry. The P2B's temperament and his capacity is incompatible with the requirement of Nigeria of today. So the ADC cannot possibly be missing anything. He was losing his polling unit in his own state by the gubernatorial candidate that he chose by himself. Recall that even when one member of the House of Assembly of Labour Party died, they fielded his widow to know whether they can get the sympathy of the people. But because of the rejection of Anambra people to P2B's leadership star, they still voted against the innocent widow. So recall that before he entered ADC, his political career was already dead. So dead that he could not even enter ADC from his own state.
Well, let's begin with the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, mocking the ADC when about 17 lawmakers defected. According to him, the ADC is dead. How would you react to this?
Well, I will react to it very simply. The only dead institution in Nigeria is the National Assembly that is supervised by the dead Senate President, Senator Godswill Akpabio. I wonder how a man that does not have the breath and the balls to confront and check and balance the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that approves everything that is brought to his table, even if it is borrowing Nigeria into slavery. You can imagine a man who is oversighting the President, who has 3 budgets running at the same time, doing all things illegal and unconstitutional, and he does not have the life in him to talk about the governance of Nigeria, and what he knows how to talk is to talk about ADC. Let me tell you, sitting in front of him are 8 members of ADC, 8 senators. They are still the number 2 in the National Assembly. How can such a progressive, prosperous party be regarded in any ramification as dead? The only thing that is dead there is the National Assembly under Senator Akpabio. So we are alive, we are well, we are kicking, and we are going to form the next government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, because we will win the 2027 election. The coalition is well, and it is moving smoothly. And we will
party planning to rally, from all these exits?
Well, first of all, let me even tell you that some people who even wanted to follow him are already coming back. I can tell you in Enugu State, for instance, that some people who went to follow them, the NDC in their own congress that they wanted to conduct in Enugu State, their talks among themselves, who felt that they wanted to hijack their NDC and to leave them alone, went and scattered them. So some of them are already running back, trying to plead with ADC to accommodate them. What you're seeing is a fad. It will just do, a wave. It will just do, and it will die out. Naturally, some people from Anambra State, some legislators who believe that they needed an Obi to win, not that they want that they know he will win. They know he will not win. I will tell you what one Igbo elite, very brilliant, high person in the society, he comes on air and he talks well about Obi. So one day he met me and then he was telling me that, look, when we saw you in 2022, 2023 talking about Obi, you were so sincere. Then we knew that you didn't know him very well. We know that one day you will leave. I was shocked. He said, yes, because you're sincere. Then I said, why are you also talking about him when you know this? He said, why do I have to go and talk ill about him and get the backlash when I know he's going nowhere? So the truth is that all those people following him, they know he will not win. They know he cannot win. But within the little hut they are, they believe they could use his name to win. So ADC actually gave him a lifeline. Peter Obi needed ADC. ADC did not need him because we were already moving on without him. So when he came into ADC with his normal toxic followers, with their own penchants of not wanting democracy at the primary level or at the secondary level, obviously, I knew he was going to go. Let me reveal one secret to you. The first day I was consulted in this coalition, and that was before the unveiling, they asked me, so how is the possibility of ADC performing in the Southeast? I told them plainly and straight away, don't build anything on Peter Obi because he's not going to contest under ADC because he will eventually leave. Why was I so sure? Because he's a man that has morbid fear for primary election. He has never been in one, and he will not be in one until he finishes his political career. He became a governor. He entered into primary election. He failed and lost to Ralph Mosu in APGA. And then he still managed to find the leaders to cancel that primary, and they still gave him the ticket. That was how he became governor. And so when he gave the reason of challenges, of course, he lied because his main reason is that he does not want to face the primary election. When he came into ADC, he gave a condition that he should be allowed to produce the National Organization Secretary, National Organizing Secretary, NOS. And the reason he gave is that so that he will be the one to conduct the primary.